What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lioness Say So Talk Show with me, your host Simba Seronka, the Lioness. You know, no need for compliments. I know I look good. It's about Kujipenda. Yeah, without further ado, I have a beautiful guest. She is amazing. You have seen her Nikimu interview kwa red carpet, but today she is live here at the Lioness Empire Studios at the Lioness Say So Talk Show. Karibu sana, Pei.
Where I'm telling you your energy, I'm just wondering, how do I match?
Don't worry. It will just come to you. Don't worry. You'll keep up.
It's infectious.
Well, first of all, honey, you're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I'm not going to brown skin and Yo, man, tell us, man, who is Faith Agnetta?
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do I even start? I'm a realtor and a motivational speaker. I'm a mother of 3. Yes. What other thing? Yeah, basically that's me.
Basically, that. First of all, look at her body. A mother of 3. How? Let's start from there. Like, you are so slim, you have a flat stomach, some of us are to jaza on a potato. Like, can you tell us, Manze, how do you keep yourself looking so good?
For a Sabbath, do you know I was 4 times my size? That was in 2012, 2013. I was huge. I come from family where if you're together, you'll say, "I wanna malizia you food," you know? Yeah. But I'm also a gym addict. Yeah. Apart from, it's now 3 years away from the gym. I'm hoping to go back. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Wow. So you have told us you have several careers that you have. Let's just start with realty. Tell us about that.
This is my 8th year in real estate. Initially, it was more of tunatafuta pesa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
of course.
You're in Nairobi and you're just trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
And I remember my sister-in-law was like, there's a job application somewhere. Why don't you try? And I was like, nah. Because I knew how to get money without my papers. Yeah. But at that time, I was like, I really needed a job. Yeah. So initially, it was more of getting a job. Yeah. And then when I got in, I realized, damn, I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
There's money in realty.
There is, but also it's seasonal.
Yes,
you know?
Of course.
And for real estate, for you to stay longer, like the 8 years, you have to have a bigger picture rather than just getting money.
Yeah.
Because like any other business, real estate, there are days that there's nothing, and there are days that it's literally adding up. Yeah. And it has more of sacrifice. You have to give your all. Yeah. Most times when business is making sense is when people are on holiday. Yeah. Or when people are on weekend. So you have to be like really flexible. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome, man. So now let us talk about your second, the second thing you do, which is motivational speaking, which I know that one, it has, you know, people who motivate others, they have some past behind why they are so positive about life, you know, because a lot of people just live through life, you know, they just walk through it, but there are people who would have seen it, you know. Tell us a little bit about your motivational speaking and what motivated you to start motivating others.
You know, one thing people don't know is I've been doing mentorship for over 5 years, actually. Okay. Yes, and at that time, it was more about passion. I just loved. I'm this person people are always looking for to ask for advice. Or what do I do about it? I'm a people person, for lack of a better person. For lack of a better word, sorry. So for me, it was just passion. And also having had survived from skin eczema in my previous year.
Maybe you can tell us what skin eczema is.
Wow. It's I'm looking for a better word to say it, but I just put it in a layman's language. It's a skin condition. By condition, I mean cannot be cured, but can be managed. But there is a disclaimer to that. Skin eczema is curable if identified at an earlier age. My end, it wasn't discovered at an earlier age. So it ended up, when it's not discovered at an earlier age, it ends up being a condition.
Okay.
Which means can only be managed.
Yeah.
There are a few cases of eczema that are different. There are people who are just normal, and then at their older age, they develop skin eczema.
Yeah.
And at an older age, again, that's a bit tricky because now that most likely it will be a condition.
Yeah.
You know, the immune compared to a child is totally different.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's basically skin condition. There are other skin conditions out here like skin cirrhosis, and which people don't talk. Acne, sometimes the pimple. Is also a condition.
Been there, been there. Yo.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically more about skin eczema. So I'm a survivor of skin eczema, and that's one of the things that also motivated me initially to do mentorship in schools, youth organizations, because I just wanted to star a light in someone's life, whether affected directly or indirectly, that you can be whatever, you know, we hear this thing, you can be whatever you want to be, and we think like it's a cliche. Some of us, it's practical. You know, we've been there, we've gone through this stuff, we've gone through stigma, you know, that situation where you can't dress like all the other people.
Of course,
you know?
it's true, it's true.
We've gone through all that. So I wanted to come from an angle of, you know what, I'm not telling you this issue of I started biashara with mayai moja, now I have a whole multi-billion business. No, I'm telling you something that's practical. It's authentic. So that was the main push initially. But also one thing that now made me come out officially as a motivational speaker was because initially everyone just used to know, oh, Faith sings and all that. And her main thing is real estate. But now the reason I decided to come out officially as a motivational speaker was what happened to me in 2021. Okay. I literally lost everything. And all I had was my son, my pregnancy, and myself. Okay. And my car. So at that point, I thought through and I was like, what's that one thing that I've not lost? My brain. What I have in between my head, that's what I've not lost. My health is intact, though it was on and off at that point because I had delicate pregnancy. But I figured out there's so much that has not been taken away. The physical, the rest of what we see has been taken away. But my spirit, my soul, that stamina is still there. So at that point, I started thinking about it. And what really made it clear for me is I have a friend, he's a pastor. I won't mention his name for now. But I was having a conversation with him and he told me, we've missed you on this mentorship program. Because I was not, the last time I was there was in 2020. So I told him, no, in 2019. So I told him, okay, when are you doing it? He told me. And I asked him, by the way, I saw you brought Coach, he's doing so well, Coach Burale. How much did you charge him? How much did he charge you? And he just said, only certain, I won't say them all. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah. And I told him, you've never even bought me credit. I've done your sessions over and over. I have volunteered in his youth programs for a very long time. I've never even gotten 20 bob as credit. And he said, but you've always packaged yourself as volunteers. What that means is, according to me, is you have it all figured out. You are giving back to the society. So, and unless you package yourself otherwise, then it becomes
a voluntary thing.
And he told me, so are you coming? I told him, I'll call you back. I've never called him back. But it was an eye-opener. I sat down and I was like, what the hell? This guy came for 30 minutes. I've been volunteering more than 1 hour session. Like at least 3 months. Every year. So at that point, I was like, no. I remember at that point, I've lost everything. I'm homeless, and I'm having this call to go and volunteer. I don't blame whoever is hosting me at that point, because to them, he made it clear I was a volunteer. So at that point, I was like, let me now restructure my stuff. Let me get back to it. So that's how now the motivational speaking now officially was like, yo, I'm out here to tap talents, but at the same time, this is part of me.
So let's rewind kidogo. You said you lost everything. If you don't mind, like maybe somehow like elaborating that for us. Maybe what did you lose your house? You lost. I mean, like tell us a little bit. Not I'm not trying to dig deep, but if you can just explain like what it means. I've lost everything, you know, because a lot of people might not really understand what that means. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 2021 was one of my best years. I can say it was more of a bittersweet or sweet bitter years. I was single parenting for 4 years. Then I met someone and he was so straightforward, asked me for hand in marriage, and so the same 2021, I got married officially and did all the formalization, you know, being at that point, any independent woman out there with their own shit together. Yeah. And then you get a man who understands that you have your shit together and he needs to style up and man up. I know it sounds very bad, but anyone who is in my shoe at that point would understand what I mean. So that was a turn on its own. And we started life together. Immediately after the wedding, he was unwell. So like immediately after the wedding, it was just like issue after issue. He got unwell. And like literally I had to take care of him. That was immediately after the honeymoon, So immediately after he just got back to work, we learned I was pregnant for the second baby. And we didn't celebrate it longer because the baby didn't get to term. So I lost the pregnancy again. And went through the evacuation procedure. And the day my leave was supposed to be 3 months. You know the way a woman delivers, you're given 3 months. So when you go through the procedure, you're expected to take 3 months. There's no baby, but the body needs to heal the same way. But at that period, I was employed and I was also running my own business. So I had to take a break from business to focus on health. And also at work now, they could not give me 3 months. It was too long. So they ended up giving me 2 months. I just got done with my 2 months leave. And the day I resumed to work, that's like the same week, like few days, three days after, is when I come back home, my hubby is not there. I kind of figure out probably, because earlier we had talked, he was not okay. He came home late. But it was not an issue. You know, men go through their own, they have a different way of venting,
processing and stuff,
things. So me, I knew it had to do with the baby because he never vented. He never even used to go to the doc and the doc says, can you just stop being a man for once? And just be human. Break down. Be just human. You've lost a child. And so he was just okay. So now when I'm getting back to work, he's not okay. So in my head, I'm thinking, I think this is now dawning on him more than it's doing to me. And at this point, you know, when you're married, there are things you can't deny your husband. So we were not supposed to like get into some things for at least until the gyna approves or something like that. But at the same time, this guy is going through something which I don't really know. So 3 days actually after I get back to work, now he comes home late. Then a few days later, he goes to his parents' house. 2-3 days after that, he comes home with, parks his car, comes with 2 guys, strong men, and with a pickup. And he picks up everything.
He took away everything.
Okay, everything he needed. So that means I still remained with some things. But before that, the landlord had called me. He was this responsible guy who you never had to deal with any bill. You just focus with ensuring the house has meal. And we never lack in the house, but things to do with basic like rent, school fees for the baby, and all that, he used to like literally come and take care of stuff. So I never even had the landlord's number. So when someone calls me and tells me, are you moving out or not? You see, it looks like that's a joke. So I tell the landlord, no.
No.
I'm not moving out. And why are you calling me?
Yeah.
I don't even know you. And he tells me, your husband told me to ask you if you're also moving out. And I tell him, that must be a mistake.
Yeah.
He's not home. So what you can do
literally
is,
how many months now was this after your honeymoon?
But 4 months. Yeah.
Then that went sideways real quick.
Yes, that was 4 months after
4 months,
the honeymoon. Yeah. So I tell the landlord that's a joke. I'm not aware. But he's not home. So what we do, give me until weekend. When because I was so sure. You know, we were besties.
Yeah.
We were friends. So I was sure he won't stay long away from me. So I told him, just give me, I'm sure by weekend he'll be home. He said, okay, I'll give you till weekend. We'll talk on Monday. So that weekend, Saturday is when my hubby calls me. He tells me, are you home? I'm like, yeah. Ati, don't leave. I'm coming. I'm like, I'm so excited. Where? Chic. I went dressed up. Looked all sexy for him. And he came home, and that's when he came in with the truck, the pickup guy, 2 strong men. And he started removing the things he needed.
What?
No explanation whatsoever. And I thought it's a joke.
Yeah.
I thought it's some prank. You know, I see a lot of pranks online, and I'm like, do these people know what they're doing? Anyway, my end, I thought...
And that is 4 months after you've gotten married.
Yes, yes. And everything was okay. Everything was perfect.
Did his family have something to do with that because... He changed.
Okay, yeah, later, he looked for me after 1 year.
Yeah.
He looked for me and he told me, oh, it was family. Yeah, so.
That makes me so mad.
So I don't know what really has to do with family, but that's their own shit too, sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of that day, I felt also, initially I was in love.
Yeah, I know.
And sometimes women, when we're in love, we're foolish. You know.
Yeah, we don't really see past.
Because last year, a good part of after he left, several months, even when I was pregnant, it was delicate pregnancy, when he'd call, I would be there for him, you know. I was desperate for this thing to work.
Yeah.
I'm saying desperate, but that time I didn't say it's desperate. Until my own mother-in-law told me, why are you desperate? And I was like, wow.
What?
You know, I was like,
in-laws.
This is my husband. This is not my boyfriend. You know? And the way I was raised, family is something. So I believe he's my mom. The moment I'm married, that's my family. But the moment she told me as a woman, and we were very tight with my mother-in-law. When she told me, why are you being desperate?
That's when it hit.
That was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Because all through I was giving excuses. I said, oh, probably he's also going through loss, he's stressed. It
grieving.
Can't be family. Yeah, it can't be this. I gave him so many reasons. But when I woke up from whatever slumberland I was in, I was like, wow, he's over 18.
Yeah.
He made his own decisions to propose.
Yeah.
To marry me, to pay dowry.
Yeah.
So he also had a decision to make.
Yeah.
You just don't say family. You have options.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, well, hey, I'm so awakened. So this is just story. Yeah, so that's how it was. So now, that's basically when I say I lost everything. Actually, the day he packed.
Yeah.
The moment Alitoka took a gate, I go to my phone and I'm just trying to load everything, because I'm still in denial. I'm still wondering, is it a joke? Is something happening? And I see an email from my boss. Official termination.
What?
Remember, I had taken a break from my business. Because for a start, I have a support system. And I was unwell. I was on bed rest for 2 months. And the 3rd month, I'm just like, by God's grace, like I have to. You know, it's keeping your job or working out. So since I'm used to just being independent, taking care of shit once in a while. So I get an email the same day he packed. The same day I got that email. interestingly, months later, last year, February, if I'm not wrong, February or March, I think the same time as now, he asked me if I needed my job back. And that's when I knew it had 1 + 1. Like,
it has something to do with your husband or what?
I don't know. How else? He didn't have anything to do with my job. He was not my boss.
Yeah.
So why would he ask me if I want my job back?
Yeah.
And I was terminated just like that.
Yeah.
I was in that, I was there for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
There was no disciplinary, there was nothing. I never got any letter.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, so that's how, now I had to, I've lost my husband, I lost my child. A month later, I'm losing, 2 months later, I'm losing my husband. The same day, I'm losing my job.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm losing the house because
the person who is paying.
Yeah, the person who is paying the rent is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my own savings.
Yeah.
But you see, I have a child who's also in school. And that's when I realized actually he had not even paid for his school fees. So now every of my saving again has to go to the kid.
Yeah.
I have to try figure my shit.
Yeah.
I call the landlord and try organize how do I balance this rent thing, because also moving instantly is not easy. And with the pressure and everything, also I could not get a job at the moment because no one wants to hire you and you're always going for checkup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, my son and I had to be in the streets.
So you think your husband like planned this, like he premeditated leaving you? Like this is something like he had thought about it, because not paying your fees, not paying your son's fees, you know, like planning to move out, and you know, all those things can't just come like that.
Yeah.
So it looks like something maybe. Do you think he might be thinking about it, or maybe planning it behind your back?
It might have happened when I was on bed rest.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because, you know, 2 months, all I did was just, I was in my room.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in my room most of the time.
Yeah.
So...
you're not really sure.
But most likely, no, you can't just wake up.
And one day and just decide like, no, I'm going to flip Agnetta's life around, you know?
Yeah, and the landlord said your husband had given notice.
Yeah. You guys are moving.
Yeah. Alikuwa amepeana notice.
That was premeditated.
So,
bro.
And probably it had to do with the loss of the baby. But I didn't understand the hurry in the baby thing, because he married me with a baby. So evidently, I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
This is God working. And even if I didn't have a baby, I think there are things, it's only God understands why things happen. There's no woman. I'm one person. People who know me know I love kids. Oh my God, I'm so in love with kids. And I still want 7 kids, by the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Director is looking at you like, what? He has like 3 kids and he's like,
it's too much, yeah? I love kids. I love kids. And I think also because of how we were brought up, my parents showed us the value of family.
Yeah.
And we were 3 children, and they always brought our cousins to stay with us.
Yeah.
You could tell how much they really wanted to have more, you know. And it was really hard for my dad to lose our last born, and also to lose one of our cousins. You know? It broke him. Yeah. And I always had a burden. I just wanted kids, family. And I met this guy. Actually, I think one of the turn-on about my soon-to-be ex-husband was he was asked on a family gathering how many kids he wants, and he said 7. I'm like, wow. And in my head, I'm thinking, we think so much alike, and we have so much that we want. Yeah, and I was so happy because family value is everything. That's something that we lack in the now generation. Yeah. So for me, that was just a turn on. Yeah. So I never saw the hurry of him walking out. Yeah. Because what's the
even you can't have 7 kids in 1 year. That needs to take like a span of 10 years, because these human bodies, man, you can't just, unless you pop like triplets and then
there's a moments I wish you wish someone would have a legit reason to leave you. Yeah. Yes. Because what's the deal breaker? Because even if someone cheats on you, what's the worst in that cheating? You get? And I wish there was the seriousness on that.
Yeah,
like
the worst,
evidence.
The worst thing about cheating, let me answer that, is if this person, your spouse, falls in love with that person. That is the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst.
You can cheat, but guy, you fall in love with them. You know now that is another bond, another layer. You can't like cut off. Proceed.
So personally, there's never, you know what people say, closure. Personally, there's never been that closure. And I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it?
I'm at a space where I'm like, you know what? People make decisions. And that's one of the things where I'm pushing for authenticity. And when I was coming for extreme the other time, that's one of the things I was pushing, authenticity. People blame themselves for so much shit that they have no control over. And why I'm saying that is I had an option of beating myself down and saying, oh, so the first relationship failed, this one has failed, I must be the problem. Honey, I went down on the drawing board and I looked and I was like, damn. Yani, I have this level of bonga points and a man is just wasting it. You get?
Yeah.
The self-awareness part.
Yeah.
And I realized a lot of people suffer because of other people's decision.
Yeah.
You have low self-esteem. You self-doubt yourself.
Yeah.
You don't forgive yourself. You feel like you need to go over and above. Personally, by the way, my mother-in-law was honest. I think I was so desperate because I even went to my husband's office. I was thrown out by security and I was pregnant. You know, I was just trying to make things add up. But him, he was not seeing sense in that. You get? So at that point, I was like, oh, it's the woman to keep a home. You've heard that, right?
Yeah.
It's women who keep homes.
Keep
marriage.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was in that bondage of societal expectations.
Yeah.
But I got a point, I was like, you know what? No. This guy made a choice.
Yeah.
He moved on.
Yeah.
Without consulting, you know, marriage is two people.
Yeah.
With God included.
Yeah.
You have to make these decisions together. But if someone made a decision alone with the family, someone who's over 18 with sound mind, then let them be. So I am not to, you know.
Yeah.
So at my end, if I ever, I know the society nowadays, these things my sons will watch at some point. But I want them to understand that it's not normal for men to walk out of their responsibilities.
Yeah.
It's not normal because that's the society we're in today. Divorce is normal.
Yeah.
Separation
is normal. Yeah.
Baby mamas, it's normal.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a flashy thing.
It's like a trend.
Yeah, it's like a trend.
Yeah.
And I tell any chick there, there's nothing trendy and fashionable about being a baby mama.
Yeah.
That's trash.
Ouch.
It
Yikes!
hurts. Yeah. It hurts. But
woo! Did you hear that? I can hear a car crash.
For real. That's trash.
Yeah.
I know it hurts. A lot of women might bash me for that. Yeah, because I'm one, but I wouldn't call myself a baby mama. You know.
Because you're someone's wife.
I'm someone's wife.
Yeah.
They just took their title away and they chose that.
Yeah.
They made that decision.
Yeah.
And I'd gladly be happy when that person signs the divorce paper.
Yeah.
Because I'm the hopeless romantic. And I believe one day I'll find someone and I'll still take care of my children. You know? No one should lie to you. Being a baby mama has advantages.
Yeah.
It has no suffering. You have to lose yourself over and over to please someone else, to have your attention.
Who is not really yours.
Who is not really yours.
Because you're not sure. You know, actually, with men, you're never sure about these
so
things.
You'd rather, I don't even say single mother. You're single parent. So take your shit together and just make things work.
Yeah.
If you have a support system, the good for you. Personally, I had the support system that my family, and I appreciate them because they took time before they came to rescue me. They waited until I was ready to open up and to ask for that help.
Yeah.
It was a situation of, oh, you are in the streets? We know, but you're not reaching out. Until you really need the help.
Yeah.
You know, ask for help.
Yeah.
And I tell a lot of people, ask for help. That's single mom.
Yeah.
Ask for help where you need help.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not about money.
Yeah.
That's how you go wrong. When a single parent calls you, you're like, oh, we're not a doya mtoyo wake. Sometimes it's not about money. It's about having the conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me, my mom sacrificed her 4 months to just be with me, talk to me on a daily basis. 4 fucking months.
Yeah.
There is someone who still has a husband, has a home to run. I'm an old woman. I have kids. I should be taking care of my own shit, you know?
Yeah.
But when families think of support when their children go wrong, or when their sisters, their brothers go wrong, they always think it's monetary.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need the sound mind.
Yeah.
For me to be able to talk here, there is the healing part where you need the whole, like, society or a few people in your world to support you, but there is the internal part as well.
Yeah.
Which goes very well when you open up.
Yeah.
To the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when there's a point I want us to go back a little bit. You said they kicked you out of his office. You were pregnant. So you got pregnant again in that 2 months. Yeah, I know it's very possible because your body is still on that getting pregnant phase. So he left you. He didn't know you are pregnant again.
No. But he knew.
You think he knew?
Yeah, because when I discovered I was pregnant, the first people I went to tell were my best couples.
Yeah.
I broke down and they just laughed. And I'm like, you guys, you're not serious? And they were like, do you know the number of marriages we see when they are about to divorce? There's always a baby that comes in. And I was like, but it's not funny. They told me it's okay. Right now, take care of yourself, the baby, and we will figure out about your marriage later. And I was like, wow. So after them, I called my parents. I called my mom. And I told my mom, Mom, I'm pregnant. And my mom said, I know. And I asked her, how do you know? Your husband, before leaving, said you're pregnant. That's the most weird thing.
So that guy had his own issues.
That was the most weird thing. And I remember that day I was in shock. I told my mom, why didn't you tell me? Akaniambia, but why should I listen to a husband who is angry? I thought you guys just have issues.
Yeah.
It will never get to that extent.
Yeah.
But the moment you told me you're pregnant, he's your husband.
Yeah.
So I knew you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So to my mom, it was not a shock.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew,
there's something off.
Yeah, there's something off.
Yeah.
There's something off.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Agnetta, I'm just looking at you, all model looking, and she's tall, by the way, she's taller than me, imagine. And I think
and I'm eating a lot of junk. I want to add weight.
Don't worry, it will come, it will come. Yeah, so, you know, like, I'm so happy by the way you shared your story, because it really inspires me a lot just to see that you can, it kind of reminds me of my own story, you know, being left by a man and you're back to zero. You have nothing, you know, you're emotionally drained, except mine transitioned to the afterlife. But but I feel like there is a lot to being a strong woman. You know, when you're a strong woman, there's nothing you can't overcome. When you believe in yourself, when you don't let what is your current situation. Okay, you might vent, you might cry, you might go into a depression, but you don't live in that state for long. You come out as like a phoenix rising from the ashes, and you just flourish, and you're back out there and you're fighting again just for survival in this world. I mean, I feel like a lot of women need to start being strong, you know, because there are a lot of women, when they're left by their husbands, they just, it's like the life is over, you know. Life is over. I want you to talk to those women right now who are watching us and they're feeling like, oh, I think my hubby is about to bounce on me. My hubby, I think, is cheating on me, and maybe he's falling in love with that woman. Maybe I'm just on ticking time, you know, and everything. Yeah, just talk to women who are feeling like they cannot do it. They're in bad marriages. Maybe they're being physically abused. They're afraid to leave. They're afraid of solophobia. Maybe you can talk to those women right now and tell them, you know what? This is how you're supposed to go about it. Or just give them some encouragement, kindly, as you look at the camera.
There's something you've mentioned that I once, you remember there's a time this Nigerian artist who was killed by the husband or something. I think it was abuse.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm looking for the right word. What's the right word? God. Okay, basically just the domestic violence. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of people saying, women, walk out of domestic violence. if you are in a domestic violence situation, honey, I know how it feels. I won't be able to disclose much at the moment, but it's not easy as people say.
Yeah.
Ati doga. It's not easy. And you should find better ways to encourage people in your lives who you know are going through domestic violence. And it's far beyond just telling them get out.
Yeah.
The people who abuse their women, and even the men who go through abuse from women.
Yeah.
Those are the sweetest people on earth.
Yeah.
Sweetest, yani,
Yeah.
they know how to revamp back the love.
Yeah.
And when a woman looks at what they have, despite the abuse, it's very hard for them to get out.
Yeah.
There are situations that, I've been in a relationship before that the moment the person like made a decision to move on, I was like, God, thank you, thank you. I was so happy. And I'm not a drinker, but I remember that day I went to a club in 254. I'm so sorry, those in church, because
it's okay.
I'm
it's
in
okay.
church as well.
Yeah.
But I remember that day, I just went to 254. By then it was in Syokimau.
Yeah.
And I just went at the balcony. And I just took my soda in the noise. And I could tell like a baggage has been gotten off me.
Yeah.
And that's what people
a load off your back. Yeah.
Go through. Because it's something that they cannot get out of. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It's an addiction of a different criteria.
Yeah.
And people should not be so quick to point fingers. They should help people get out of it.
Yeah.
Don't be quick to tell them how their men are bad.
Yeah.
Because you'll make them stick there longer.
Yeah. The more you tell somebody to leave something alone, I don't know, somehow they get even closer to that thing. I don't know, like, if you tell a kid, don't touch that, and they're like, mommy's saying, let me not touch the fire, but that thing is so glowy. So you just leave them. And when they touch it, they'll be like, okay, mom was right. That's why sometimes I feel like these people in domestic, and by the way, by domestic violence, it doesn't only have to be physically. It could even be emotionally, spiritually. There's some people who have very dangerous mouths. They can tell you something, and it will forever keep you under their spell. It's like they have compelled you in some sort of voodoo power, that... because I feel like there are some women who feel like their men manipulate them. Is it manipulation or what? Like, ukitoka kwa hiyo mlango, sijui utaenda nini,
Abuse. I don't know how to put it best. Anyway, I'm writing a book. I hope I'll never get the courage to talk about that. But there's something about domestic violence. Getting out of it is, even the most intellect, getting out of it is hard. There are a lot of bankers you see out here. There are a lot of people we see in the public domain. They cannot do much. They cannot do much. They cannot get out of it. Yeah. Yet they have the power, the resources. They cannot. Yeah. So the best you can do is pray for these people. And I mean genuinely pray for them. Yeah. Hold their hand when they're low and stop pointing fingers. Let them realize that they're loved and they can live even beyond the situation. Yeah. Let them know there is a world away from their husband. Yeah. Create a world for them outside their husbands. Yeah. Then one day they'll be like, wow, so it's possible for me to walk out. Yeah. That really makes sense. And for those also going through, you asked about having issues with men and all that. If a man is genuine, they'll just be genuine. Yeah. If you have doubt and there are issues, we're in a world where people are getting too physical. They can't cope with stress anymore. They can't cope with their emotions anymore. There's a lot of suicidal issues. Love triangles. It's never that serious. We have to always, women, I love Kibe. Kibe said, he talks about a lot of bad things, but there's one thing I like about Kibe, and one thing he said that's true. When a woman is about to fall in love, Kibe says, uvivu inakuanga tu imemark time. I don't know how to say it in his words, but there's one of the vlogs I watched, and he says, I don't know, mwanamke akiwa tu in love hivi, kuna kauvivu kana mark time, just waiting to squander. And how I interpret that is, that's where self-love wisher, you know, that's where women forget themselves and start focusing on the other person more. That's where you stop investing in yourself more. So you end up being too dependable.
Yeah.
Imagine, in my circumstance, if I was not independent, where would I be? I would be somewhere, probably we'd be talking about the late.
Yeah.
Because if I had my own shit together, and I got manipulated to an extent, my emotions were done, and I could not even think of my own business.
Yeah.
How much more would I have been if I didn't have a thing?
Yeah.
So basically, women also need to empower themselves in their own small ways.
Yeah. You
need to self-love yourself. If your love language for yourself is gym, like me, if I'm going to the gym, just know, and yeah, I'm there. You know. So if you have a way of doing it for yourself, it could be nails, it could be your hair, it could be the makeup, it could be whatever works for you. At least think about yourself before him. Because when you don't have love for yourself and you claim you love someone else, you're lying. You're draining yourself every day. But for what?
Yeah.
There's no other guy is going to love you equally.
Yeah.
Because you attract your energy.
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell any other person out there. And also, maybe before we part this session, one thing, actually 3 things I'd love to remind people.
Yes, please.
That are really struggling is self-awareness. I remember I mentioned that before. Sorry. Sorry guys, I have colds, so I'm really, I know someone will be like, she's trying, I'm not trying, although sometimes I do. But
no problem, wang away,
yeah. There are 3 things I would encourage any other person. Self-awareness, it's very key. A lot of people think they're self-aware, but they're not. Najielewa, mi najijua. But the only time you remember your favorite color is when you're on a date and someone is asking what's your favorite color. That's when you're like, wow, blue. What do you love doing? Movies. But to be honest, when is the last time you did movies yourself? You know, self-awareness is knowing the small nitty-gritty stuff about yourself and how they affect you. Because if you realize that, then you'll realize when someone is crossing the border, and that involves relationship as well. Whether it's your girlfriends, whether it's your men, also go through this shit. Step 2 is acceptance. I keep using my example of my skin journey. If I had an option, any woman who had an option, for example, let me use women, would want that perfect body, shining skin, you know, all the glow. We would want us built like models. But you know, there are things that are beyond us. Another example I'll use is for those who are physically able differently. I wouldn't say physically challenged, able differently. There is absolutely nothing they can do about it. They cannot close themselves in a room and say, we cannot do anything. They'll grow either way. They have to get out. They have to be educated or just get life moving, any for lack of a better word. So a lot of individuals are going through their own journeys that are challenged. And why I'm putting challenged, it's because it looks so perfect. They look like they're okay, but they're not. And some of the things is dysfunctional families. Some people, you are going through what you're going through because you came from a dysfunctional family. You don't have to beat yourself every day about it. You don't have to complain. You just have to accept. This is where I was born and raised, but what can I do about the future? So we should be a society more of what can I do about the future and the now, and not the past. And that's one thing that's really dragging us down. So my takeaway for today, if you forget any other thing, please remember acceptance. Accept who you are. Accept the circumstances. Sometimes it's not adding up. It is well. It's never that serious, right? Then self-love. Jipende nani. Stop putting standards for other men, yet you cannot keep up with the same standards by yourself in your own unique ways. You want to go to Java for every of your coffee debt, but do you know, by the way, you can afford Java if you have 300 shillings. You can get very nice mocha. Do you know that? But you're here setting standards and you cannot do that for yourself. Same to men. Come on, you can't be here saying I want a wife who looks like this, has to do this, has to cook. Kwani unatafuta nini jamaa? You know, but there are things I believe as a man, if a woman just comes in your life, they just know this thing has to be done like this. Like, I'm one person. If you visit me, I don't have to tell you. No, we are those OCD people. I don't have to tell you I don't like my cup like this. I'll just do it myself. 2 or 3 times, you just figure out, kuna venye napenda kuweka cups. It's just an example. Don't take it too seriously. But at the same time, let's love ourselves. Let's be the love we talk about. If you're to date yourself today, since dating has become an issue, would you date you? If you can't date you, then where? You need to stop stressing that person. Yeah. So that would be my takeaway. Yeah. And on self-love, on fast, by the way, of April, I am actually getting people to see more of the authentic faith. Yeah. People get to see, people have been saying, oh, you talk about conditions, survivor, and I'm on the last phase of my skin eczema journey. Yeah. So the last scar journey I'm going through with the world. Yeah. So as at 1st April, people will have a glimpse of how my skin really looks like at the moment. And I hope we'll be able to go through. So this is not about faith being obscene or just showing us, you know, like today, you know, it's okay. Dressed and all that. Yeah. This is so unlike me, but there's so more unlike me that will be out here from 1st of April. Yeah. And I hope it inspires someone. Yeah. It touches them to remind them that you can do it. And by the way, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah. If you don't go for what you want, what's the worst that can happen? It's true. Yeah. It's true. Thank you.
Yeah, if you don't mind, maybe giving them your social media handles where they can reach out to you in case somebody has questions, needs you for other business purposes, or maybe just wants to date you. You know, she says she's single. I don't know. Yeah, so maybe give them your social media handles. Okay, so if you go to Facebook, just search Faith Agnetta. Agnetta is Agnetta. On Twitter, the same. I'm not so active, but I'm trying to. Instagram, Faith Agnetta. There's also a new account on Facebook, Faith Agnetta _Look Beyond. That's where actually a number of things are going to feature. Then also on YouTube, Faith Agnetta. Yeah. Yeah. So just basically Faith Agnetta. Yeah. Faith, thank you so much for coming through, man. You've really been an eye-opener, and you've been so insightful on things I'm sure even me, I was not aware of, you know, like stuff about the eczema. And of course, you know, you've really given guys very good advice about, you know, how to love yourself. I don't know why you should be told how to love yourself. I think that should come automatically. But anyway, we will have Faith Agnetta back again in the show in the future. Probably we will come to do another segment because I think you guys need more of Agnetta here. Cindy, man, thank you so much for coming to Lioness Say So Talk Show, man. At least you've come to the Empire Studios, Appa. We really appreciate your time and all that, man. God bless you.
God bless you too. And you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Just going for it. Yeah. And, you know, passion. I was having a conversation with someone and we were talking about passion. Yeah. People no longer chase passion. They chase money. Yeah. And it's so impressive that you're chasing your passion and you can still afford to glow. Yeah. So may that be a lesson to you. She said I'm glowing. Put fire emojis down there if you think I'm glowing, but now watch her. Yo, man, this has been Lioness Say So Talk Show with me, your host, Sironka the Lioness. Make sure you subscribe at our channel, Hapachini. It's Lioness Say So Talk Show. Go to Instagram, follow us at Lioness Empire Studios, Facebook at Lioness Empire Studios, TikTok, Lioness Say So Talk Show, and me on all social media handles is Sironka Lioness. Yo, you know me, Simba Kuongia, but you know, I think Faith Agnetta has done most of that today, but we really appreciate her hand. Thank you so much, and God bless you. We hope to have you again here at the show. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Let's tell these guys bye. Bye.